Hey everyone, I'm Alex.
And I'm Courtney, and this is Nerds at Odds.
Your weekly podcast about all things in nerd culture and beyond.
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween. This is the Halloween 2020 special. We're going to dive on into tons of stuff today. But before we do that, I just want to remind everyone to rate and review the podcast wherever you listen to it at.
Check us out on Instagram and Twitter at Nerds at Odds. I post pictures of Kita daily.
And you can find updates about the show and all things in between. And remember, if you want to get the show 4 days early, ad-free, and with the ability to submit your questions, comments, and concerns, head on over to patreon.com/nerdsatodds. And before we dive on into the Halloween portion of the show, let's get through what we've been up to, non-Halloween related. So what have you been doing?
So I played some more Spiritfarer. Gwen is off my boat.
So that's the first spirit you get.
Yes.
You finally deposited her.
Deposited is a weird word. She has decided to move on to the afterlife. And I got a cute lion.
Yeah.
I forget their name.
You just picked them up, so.
Yes.
Yeah. You been enjoying it?
Yes. I'm gonna probably try and play more tonight if you allow me to have the laptop.
That seems fine. We've got through our Halloween movie, so we have more free time at night now, so
yes.
I'm getting into some more Spiritfarer. For those of you who haven't listened to the podcast or listened to Courtney talk about Spiritfarer, we've been playing it on Xbox Game Pass on the PC. That's been working okay for you, right?
Yeah, it seems to work pretty well. There's some maybe like lag in a way.
I think
not like input lag.
It's not input lag. I just think it's probably because my PC's not great then.
It'll be like I'm in the middle of doing something and the computer will just freeze for a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's probably the processor my laptop has. I mean, it has 8 gigs of RAM. I just think the processor is not good at multitasking.
Mm-hmm.
So if the computer's trying to do something in the background, it might be freezing your game up. But if you have Xbox Game Pass on any device or your Xbox, check out Spiritfarer.
Yes, it's a lot of fun. I love the music. I was surprised I didn't get super emotional when Gwen left.
Yeah. It's interesting though because the spirits, once you get friendly enough with them when on your boat, they have perks, right? She produced like linen cloth for you, right?
So there was the linen thread. So you grow linen on your ship, or you can buy it. But growing it's better, obviously. So you don't spend all of your glims, which is the currency. And grow the linen, and then you make linen thread, and then you use the linen thread to make linen cloth.
And in Gwen's off time, she would sew this, or whatever, I guess, this cloth into thread, right? Or
I think it's loom.
Loom?
But sure.
Yeah, she'd process it. And
sometimes, and you could go up to her and talk to her, and sometimes she would give it to you. So but it's not that big of a hassle to make it.
It's just interesting that you get these perks of these spirits, and then you kind of they leave eventually, so you lose their perks.
Yeah, but I mean, so you build each little spirit a house, and you could technically remove it, but there's certain, like, for Gwen, there was the jellyfish thing, where you catch the jellyfish things. Yeah. And those will give you some glims and some bright jelly. Mm-hmm. Now, since Gwen is gone, and she was sort of like the start of that, like, not like a quest.
You talked her to initiate the activity.
To initiate the event. Mm-hmm. But now you just, like, go up to her door and, like, interact with it, and then you can start the event.
So she's kind of still there in spirit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Do you feel proud of yourself?
Yeah, it took me the past 5 minutes to think of that, but I feel good. And you've been playing some more. What's next? Among Us? You've been playing some more Among Us.
I play too much Among Us.
With our friend group and with just randos.
I don't think I really play with the friend group this week. They were mostly playing Sea of Thieves, which I don't.
We do have.
We have it. It's not a game I'm interested in.
Okay. I don't know if it will run on my PC actually, but we could try that at some point maybe.
That too, but it's just not something I'm like super interested in anyway.
So your entire experience with Among Us this past week has been with randos.
Yes.
Has that been getting better?
With some it's better, with some it's not. You get the weird people that ask for people's ages, and like I've had people ask where someone lives.
Yeah, I've I would kind of shy away from answering any of those questions.
Yeah, like how old are you? What's your Instagram? What's your like Snapchat?
Yeah, if
like,
you're
those
playing with
sorts
someone
of
on
things.
Among Us, like a random person, do not answer any of those questions.
Yeah, I always try and get those people kicked.
Yeah.
Because they're weird. I would not, like, I realize if you're, like, a younger person and you're like, oh, well, how old are you guys? Because, like, that's a thing when you're younger.
Yeah.
But if someone's called, like, daddy something, like, just stop being weird.
Yeah, don't be giving out any of that info. But you've having a fun time playing the game?
Yeah, I get infuriated sometimes because I'll, like, report a body. Or literally I haven't done anything. Anything suspicious at all. Maybe I just report the body. Maybe I'm just hanging out. The other day, I was innocent. I was starting one of the other maps because I don't know.
One of the new maps?
No, it's not new, but it's like there's 3 maps in the game.
Yeah, it's one that's not the spaceship.
Yeah, so the Scaled, I think is what it's called, is the spaceship. And that's one everyone plays. Everybody knows that one. But there's like 2 other maps, and I was like trying to learn those 2 other maps pretty well. Just in case my friends ever wanted to play on there. And I was in like the base one that's like up in the air, but not like on a different planet thing. The one with like the tree inside the building, the O2 and whatever.
I've no clue what you're talking about.
But so there's this one guy who started like accusing me and telling everyone that he saw me kill someone. I play as yellow, which apparently yellow is always super sus.
Yellow's a sus color.
But he was like accusing me, saying he saw me kill somebody, and then like everyone votes me off. It wasn't me. I was not the imposter. I was just trying to figure out where things were. And then it turns out like they voted him off because it wasn't me, and he wasn't an imposter either.
So what you're saying is...
He just killed me for no reason.
So what you're saying is Among Us still better if you have a group of 5, 6 friends.
If you know the people, it's a whole lot better to play. Especially since you don't have to do like all the typing. The guy did apologize.
Yeah.
Actually. I was very livid though. I was angry in chat.
Sounds fun. And lastly, you've been playing more Harry Potter Puzzles and Spells.
Yes.
What part of the movie are you in?
I am in the part of the movie where it's after Hagrid has the dragon.
Okay.
After Hagrid hatches the dragon.
So those of you who don't know, it's like a Candy Crush type game that takes place with the first Harry Potter movie as the backdrop.
Yes.
And you're on like level 300 or something, right?
350 something.
Yeah. So is that still enjoyable?
It's fun. I don't know why so there's like the newest like obstacle thing that you have to get through that I'm on in level 350 something is like you have to reveal these spider webs under the ice, and then there's like acromantulas, which is in the second movie. Yeah. So I don't know why the acromantulas are in this one, because that doesn't make any sense. But whatever, you know. But it's still fun. I'm in a good group, I think, of people. We're all very help each other out, that sort of thing. It's fun.
Yeah, I think
I have a fear of spiders, so when you reveal the spider web, a bunch of spiders pop out and go all over your screen, and I feel like they're gonna crawl onto my fingers.
Yeah, I stopped playing, I think, because I'm not good at puzzle games, and it was getting too hard around level 60 for me. And my group wasn't doing well enough to advance in tiers. So I was like, it's kind of a waste of time at this point. I keep failing this level, and my group sucks. So
I think my group is Emerald 2 right now. I just keep playing so I can, help my group out. Maybe get to
Emerald
3.
Emerald 3? Is that what
it goes from 1 to like maybe 3, and then like I think Ruby could be next. What have you been doing?
Okay, so I played a little more Days Gone, which I've kind of fallen off because it's just mediocre. And I might pick it back up on PlayStation 5. We'll see. It has a lot of loading and a lot of frame drops. So maybe the extra processing power can make it a little more better to play. I played a little more Medieval, but I'm done with that. because I hate that you cannot regen your health if you get stuck in a spot, it seems like. I am stuck in this anthill.
Oh, the anthill? Yeah.
I can't. You are stuck with that and whatever health you can pick up in the level. Backing out doesn't refill your health bar.
And not to mention, when you die when fighting the boss, you have to do the whole level again.
Yeah, I got to the final boss and I died, and the whole level. Yeah, it doesn't like save right before you fight the boss, and there's no save.
I remember I was watching you play that. I'm like, oh, there's the other fairy, and you're like, sweet, let's go kill the boss, and then you died, and it loaded, and you were back at the beginning with no fairies.
Yeah, and there's no manual save. Like, you can't option save, so you're at the mercy of this game, and it's upsetting. So I swapped both of those. I'm done with them two. Medieval probably forever, Days Gone for now. And I wanted to find a Halloween type game to play, and I came back to this game that we played about half a year ago called Graveyard Keeper.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot like Stardew Valley.
It's similar, like, style-wise, art-wise, very similar. Gameplay-wise, also fairly similar, but story-wise, vastly different.
Yeah, you're like a modern-day person who gets sucked through a portal into, like, medieval Europe. I don't know, it doesn't really matter what country you're in, but medieval Europe.
Yeah, Dark Ages, essentially.
Yeah, the Dark Ages. And you're a graveyard keeper. You're the one who they give bodies to, and you bury them, or you take their parts out and craft stuff with them, and then you can, upgrade that into having a church as well in the graveyard, and you can build mining equipment and craft gardens to make wines or foods, and you can fish, and it's a lot. It is a lot. You can do tons of stuff.
The whole goal of the game is to get back to your love.
Yeah, so you're trying to max out all of these things that you can do, so you can get the items required to craft a portal to get back. Which I just did. I just platinumed the game.
You beat the game completely.
And I bet you it took me 150 to 200 hours to do this. And 4.2% of people have this platinum, which is impressive. But I had a lot of fun playing it. There's an expansion called Stranger Sins, where you own a tavern. And you can hire, like, barkeepers and stuff to up your tavern. I'm interested in getting that.
Mm-hmm.
Though, only bronze trophies, which is kind of like, do I want to earn bronze?
Well, there's a second DLC too, but there's no trophies with that at all.
Yeah, and the second DLC is called Breaking Dead, I think.
I think so.
You, like, craft zombies, and you order them to do tasks for you, which I don't think is going to be helpful for me, since I've already got the platinum, and I don't really need to grind materials anymore. Yeah. I might try out Stranger Sins, but if you want a Halloween game to play, and you're into this Stardew Valley
style,
Minecraft, other games like those games type of thing,
it's a very interesting game. A little dark.
It's dark humor. It's a funny game.
It
but
is
it's
very
morbid.
funny, but it is morbid because you are, like, doing autopsies on dead bodies and
using their
going
parts
to
craft
witch
things.
burnings.
Yeah.
And...
But I had a lot of fun playing it. I think it's like $19.99 maybe. You definitely get your money's worth. Because when I buy a game, I'm like, every dollar better be an hour of enjoyment. And I spent $20. I played about 200 hours. So that's...
Yeah, and, like, there's so much, like, tongue-in-cheek parts, like the donkey that brings you the bodies. He stops bringing you bodies because he wants carrots and he hates capitalism.
Yeah, he's a Bolshevik.
Yeah.
And there's a skull, just a skull that talks, who's an alcoholic.
Yeah.
He's funny. And the townsfolk are quirky. I'd say quirky works, right?
Quirky, and some of them are quirky, and then you have the Inquisitor, who's like, let's burn witches.
Yeah, but it's an enjoyable game. Y'all should check it out if you're into that type of gameplay. And then we have been playing the new... What? Oh, Courtney is pointing at something on the list again. Maybe I need to put me off one of these lists as well. So on the Runner Show, I have written down what I've been playing, and which doesn't seem to work for me because I forget even though it's sitting right here and I can look at it. I've also been playing Ghost of Tsushima Legends, which is the multiplayer free add-on to Ghost of Tsushima. And
he's been playing it for like a while now.
Yeah, I've been playing it.
You mentioned it last time.
Yeah, well, it came out the day we recorded last time.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had a week to play it. and I've been playing with my little brother. The raid comes out the day this show comes out for free, October 30th. And I've really enjoyed it. It's a lot like Destiny, but I've kind of hit a wall with it, I think. I've probably played 10 or so hours of it. It's free, so it's fine.
It just seems boring to me.
And it's fun to play, and I think the reason I've hit a wall is 2 reasons, really. One, the raid, you have to have 4 people, and it's not match made. And I am not going to go find 2 other people to play with. I don't do raids in Destiny for the same reason. I'm not going to find a group.
Well, don't you have that thing? You did it before where you, like, looked for people looking for people.
I did that in the Destiny app.
Yeah.
And I've done that for activities in Destiny that don't really require you to talk to the people.
Uh-huh.
But they make it seem like this raid is going to be like a Destiny type raid where you're going to need to talk for people, and it's going to take like 6 to 8 hours to beat this thing.
And you don't like talking to people.
Yeah, and I'm not going to talk to people I don't know. So this raid kind of throws me off. And it also seems like after this raid comes out, they're not releasing any content. So I don't know why I'm going to level up my character to not do a raid and to not have content to do afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun to play. I've put 10 hours into it. If you like Destiny and you're okay with like finding groups of people to play, maybe you could put more into it. But I'd still check the mode out if you have Ghost of Tsushima. And now, into what we've been doing.
Yes.
We've been playing the new Crown Tundra DLC for Pokemon Sword and Shield that came out last night.
Yeah, well, it came out last night for us. When this goes live, it'll be like a week later.
If you listen to this on free feeds, it's been like a week, but it's been about 24 hours for us.
Yeah.
And I'm a little further in it than Courtney was.
So I didn't finish the last DLC, and so I went to the new one just to like see how it was, and I still had like Kubfu was only like level 45, and then he, wasn't evolved at all. So I didn't get my butt handed to me when the dad is like...
Yeah, the first battle you have.
The first battle, but I struggled a little bit. I did have people in my party that were like level 70, but mostly it was like 60s, like low 60s, and then like Kubfu was like 45.
So you went back to the Isle of Armor and evolved Kubfu.
I completed all of that.
Yeah, and you have a team of all 70s, right?
All 70s, yes.
Which I think is the level requirement for Crown Tundra, probably.
Probably. So I haven't really started it. I haven't even stepped into the wild area. So
in the Crown Tundra?
Yeah.
It's all wild area.
I haven't stepped foot. I was talking to somebody today though about like the Sword and Shield games, and we both have the same problem in that there's a lot less story in Sword and Shield.
Okay, interesting.
Like I like story games, and this is more like, oh, you can get back to this whenever, really. Yeah. Like go catch all the Pokemon. We'll take care of like all the weird stuff happening. Okay,
I'm gonna give my first impressions of Crown Tundra, and we'll swing back to that because I have something to say on that with Crown Tundra, and then we can probably talk about how the DLC release for Sword and Shield versus how Pokemon usually does it with like Ultra Moon, So we'll swing back to that. So my first impression of Crown Tundra, I'm one step away from getting the new legendary Pokemon with the big head.
Yeah.
Right? And I stopped, so I like wouldn't be so far ahead of you.
Uh-huh.
And Crown Tundra has some cool elements to it. The story basically is you're catching all the legendary Pokemon. So all the Reggies are here, the birds are here, the dogs are here, and you're like hunting these Pokemon.
While I love those Pokemon, that doesn't seem like an interesting story to me.
Yeah, that's about it. And they've had this new raid layer type deal where you fight like 4 bosses in a row to get to like a super boss. Like, what's that one? Cresselia? Is that the name of that Pokemon?
Yes.
That was the boss I fought last time I did it. We didn't win. But they've added that, which is a more in-depth max weight battle experience, which is interesting. But to swing back to your thing about story, Crown Tundra does not have a story. It's just a wild area, and the guy's like, here's a bunch of like hunts to go on to catch these legendary Pokemon, And you could blow through the, like, new legendary, which is kind of like a story, but you can get through that in, like, 2 hours or so.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're just hunting these legendary Pokemon, and you catch them all, and then there's, like, once you catch them all, there's a tournament you fight in or something, from what I've read online. But there's not much story, it's just you wandering around the wild area to catch these Pokemon. And I also have a problem with that. I kind of feel like I'm not really accomplishing anything.
I mean, listen, okay, like, I feel like, because the expansion pass, it wasn't cheap.
It was $30.
I mean, it was $30, but, like, all they're doing is, like, opening an area where you can run around. It's all wild area, just like how the...
Isle of Armor.
Yeah, the Isle of Armor was all wild area, basically. And it's just like, go catch Pokemon.
I thought Isle of Armor was pretty good, though.
It was better, because you had, like, that... Like, you had a new rival, and you, like, the whole point is you're, like, training up this cute little Kubfu, and that's fun. But you can blow through that, like I did. I was level 45, and I was just like, I mean, I know it's better to, like, train them up during battles, but I don't have time for that, so I'll just give it those candies.
Yeah. But what do you think about this idea of DLC adding on to the Pokemon game that came out last year? First is how they normally do it with, like, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon.
So, I don't know. So it's like, at least they added new things to the story with Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, but this is not really adding anything for me.
I could see that. However, Ultra Sun is the same beginning and end as Sun, right?
Yeah. And
you're paying $60 for it. And you're not, like, getting much... How much are you actually getting added to the experience?
There's a lot added, honestly. But it's just, I mean, I wouldn't buy both of them. I happened to get Ultra Sun as a gift for Christmas. I wasn't gonna buy it for myself, because I already bought Moon. But, it's just, like, they added a decent amount, and it's a whole lot better, because it's not holding your hand the entire time, like it was with Moon. I don't know. It's the DLC for Pokemon Sword and Shield. I just wish it was better. It's all about, like, I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, I gotta complete the Pokedex. That's not fun to me. I don't have fun doing that.
I think this DLC might be a little lackluster, right? Maybe I wish it was more story-oriented or something, but I think I like the idea of $30 adding on to the game you have, right? Like, I have all my team steel from Sword and Shield, and I'm continuing this.
Yeah, but, like, also with that, like, I feel like I have my team. No Pokemon is gonna be like, I'm gonna add them to no Pokemon I encounter, I'm gonna be like, no, I'll put them on my team, because my team's already pretty good. Maybe if they have, like, there's an interesting electric type, because right now I've just got that weird fossil, like, ice electric Pokemon that I nicknamed Cold Fatty at one point.
Yeah, poor Cold Fatty.
I changed his name.
Oh, what would we change it to?
I don't remember. I just see him as Cold Fatty.
I have that same feeling. My core 6, my team is my team. I don't care what legendary Pokemon I catch, I am not putting them on this team. They're going in the box.
Well, I felt weird about even putting Kubfu on my team. I was like, I don't want to get rid of one of my other ones.
I think Kubfu worked more for me because I didn't have a water or fighting type, and he kind of, like, fit that slot.
I had Swampert, so that was, like, water, ground, and that's a really good combination. But I took Swampert off my team, and I brought in Kubfu, and I don't know, I might trade back. I really loved, I think I named her Maria, Swampert.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you like listening to podcasts about things in nerd culture, you might enjoy listening to audiobooks that can transport you away on grand adventures to exciting worlds, all while you go about your daily tasks like driving, cooking, and cleaning. Audible is the perfect place for you to find the epic tales, and right now, all listeners can get a 30-day free trial by going to audibletrial.com/nerdsatodds. I'm currently listening to Dune by Frank Herbert in preparation for the movie that comes out later this year, and it has really helped me fight the boredom induced by this pandemic. Audible has thousands of audiobooks available, and the best part is that with your free 30-day trial, you can download and listen to them all for free. So go to audible.com/nerdsatoz to get listening today. Into the Halloween discussion now. What we're going to do is the Halloween movies we watched.
Yeah, we're going to start with the Halloween movies, then we'll go into, like, favorite Halloween candies, and then favorite Halloween memories.
And how we're going to do this is I ranked the 17 films we watched.
I'm not a big rank person, so I'll just chime in what I think.
Yeah, I thought this would help us structure it also. So I'm just going to list the worst film we watched to the best film we watched, in my opinion. And then me and Courtney will discuss what we thought about it, why I ranked that way, her review of it, and if we're going to watch it next year. I think that's a good thing to do, right?
Yeah.
So at number 17, I have Haunted Mansion with Eddie Murphy, and I gave it a mediocre on the Nerds at Odds scale.
I think the problem with this one is that you didn't grow up with it. Though watching it with you, it was a little boring, a little long in the tooth at times. But what are you gonna get? Like, I mean, it's a movie based off of a ride at Disney. Like, I know they did good with Pirates of the Caribbean, or Caribbean, whatever one it is.
I think the water is actually called Caribbean, but the movie is Caribbean.
Okay. But, like, there's scenes I love in that movie. Like, I love Madame Leota.
There were good scenes, but I was bored for 80-90% of this movie, and I think Pirates of the Caribbean is a good comparison in a way, because they're both, like, there's nothing really to base these movies off of, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like Pirates of the Caribbean lets Johnny Depp shine as Jack Sparrow, and I wanted Eddie Murphy in this film, and I don't feel like we really got Eddie Murphy in this movie.
I think that's fair. I would tend to agree, possibly, with bottom of the list. I don't know how I feel about where you put the sequels to Halloween Town above it, but it's fine.
Next on my list is Halloween Town High, the third Halloween Town movie, which I gave an average to. And this one, and I'm just going to say the next three, okay? Because I feel like I can talk about them better together.
Okay.
16, Halloween Town High, average. 15, Halloween Town 2, average. 14, Return to Halloween Town, average. That's how I think those three movies fall.
Yeah.
And Halloween Town High, I put at 16, because like all the other Halloween Town movies, it's a decom, you know, there's not a lot of budget going into this. The acting's kind of whatever, though there's some lovable characters. I love the grandma and Benny, right? The brother's good too. I like the brother a lot. Halloween Town High has the least amount of actual Halloween Town, though you do see some characters, right? Like a lot of different characters, though they are humans for most of the film.
They look like humans for most of the film.
And what I enjoyed about Halloween Town, the original one, which we will talk to when we get to it, is going to Halloween Town and experiencing that. And I feel like Halloween Town High gives you the least amount of that out of all the Halloween Towns. I
would agree. It's probably one of the lesser ones, in my opinion. I do love, I love those characters, though. Like, the characters they bring from Halloween Town. But, you know, I would agree that it's fairly low on the list.
I like the idea of the night as well.
Yes.
And I do like all the students they bring, but I like going to Halloween Town.
Yeah.
Which brings me to Halloween Town 2. Which you do go to Halloween Town, but it's gray, and then you have this weird time jumping thing going on.
Yes.
You don't really get to experience the Halloween Town and the characters as themselves, really, which hurts it for me.
I do have to say, so I love Halloween Town 2 alongside normal Halloween Town because I love Luke, the goblin, and I wish they would have brought him back for Halloween Town High and Return to Halloween Town. It could have been real easy to bring him back.
They replaced him with that blonde kid.
Well, they didn't replace him. They didn't take out his character.
But no, if that, I could see Luke doing the exact same things, kind of.
No, because I can't remember the guy's name.
Ryan?
I don't think it's Ryan. But he's played by Lucas, the guy who was in High School Musical, the brother to Sharpay. He's played by that guy, and I love him. But he's like kind of a slight bad guy in Halloween Town High, like bad guy adjacent.
Yeah, but he just morphs into the main character's love interest.
Yeah,
and Luke could have done that.
Luke was like sort of. He could have been Marnie's love interest, but I guess they were like, oh, she's too young for that right now.
Yeah, I suppose. And then into Return to Halloween Town, which I liked a lot. But the main character not being the same actress hurt it for me, I think.
I mean, it's not the movie's fault. The girl, the woman who plays Marnie, she had a different engagement.
Yeah.
And Disney was like, oh well, we'll make it anyway.
And I put this one between the above, 2, and high because you do go to Halloween Town and you get a lot more of it.
Yes.
Though it not being able to do magic on campus kind of makes it feel a little.
Yeah, but I like having more of like her brother there.
Her brother steals the show most of the scenes.
He's so funny.
Great. Yeah, and also something that hurts it, and maybe the thing that makes it not be above Halloween Town for me, is that the grandma's not in it that much.
The grandma is not. She's in it like a little bit, and I'm like, why didn't you bring her in more?
Yeah, Debbie Reynolds as the grandma is the best part of these movies for me.
And then like so in the third movie, Halloween Town High, the sister is barely in it.
Yeah.
And then in the fourth movie, Return to Halloween Town, the sister's not in it at all. Like, at all. They mention her. They're like, oh, she was grandma doing some time travel, interdimensional stuff. It's fine.
But yeah, I gave those 3, High, 2, and Return, average. How do you feel about that?
I think that's fine. Yeah, I'd agree. The first movie is a whole lot better.
Because you get introduced to this world, and I like movies like that. Like, Sorcerer's Stone has a special place in my heart, even though it's kind of like older and doesn't look as good as the other films, because you get introduced to the world. Yeah. And the first Halloween Town movie does that as well.
Yeah. And we'll talk more about that once we get to it.
So next, 13, Sleepy Hollow, Johnny Depp's Sleepy Hollow. I gave it an average. I remember liking the film more than I think I did watching it, and maybe that's just because I got to experience alongside you, who hadn't watched it before. Yeah. But I still liked it.
I thought it was good, but it was highly inaccurate. So, like, I was a criminal justice minor in college, and there's that scene with like, he digs up that corpse of that woman to see if she's been pregnant, and it's been there at least 3 days. I would say at least 3 days.
Yeah, maybe longer.
Probably longer. And she doesn't look that decomposed, and he, like, cuts into her, and blood spurts him in the face.
Yeah, and that, I don't know, like, that play, to me, I don't know if that's what they were going for, but as a comedy moment.
I think it's supposed to be a comedy moment.
Like, it's just weird how they acted. Like, in a Quentin Tarantino movie, that would just be there to be, like, dramatic, right? Yeah. Like, blood everywhere. But it played comedy to me, and I'm like, that's not the tone that is right now.
Yeah, I don't think this, like, it's like this possibly pregnant woman got murdered, her head chopped off, and you're trying to do a funny moment?
And another thing that, an inaccuracy with him doing some, like, CSI stuff. Yeah. Is when he, like, pulls that powder next to this guy's decapitated head, like, next to the guy's neck, right, where his head got cut off. Yeah. And he pulls the powder next to it, and he's like, that's a, what does he say, cauterized decapitation?
Yeah, cauterized decapitation
by pouring powder next to it? That makes no sense. That was dumb.
He's like, oh, there's some blood here, but not as much as there could have been. And I'm like, is that supposed to be like a weird peroxide? Like, I don't know what this is.
But I like Johnny Depp's performance. I like Wednesday's performance, whatever Christina Ricci, I think is her real name. I like her performance.
I feel like they could have cut out all the parts of, like, him flashing back to his mom.
Yeah, the flashbacks with his parents were weird.
Like, the weird scars on his hands.
Makes no sense.
It's like, oh, he got scared and fell into this torture device. Like, I don't know. It just seems unnecessary.
Yeah. I'm giving it an average. How do you feel?
That's probably about right. It was enjoyable. I could see watching it again. It was just overtly gory for what it was.
I think they could make a better Sleepy Hollow movie.
They could, yes.
And as someone who was on an episode of the Sleepy Hollow TV show, I think I know what I'm talking about a bit.
You'll never see him in the scene.
And now, so out of those 5 that we've done so far,
Mhm.
those are the only ones I gave below entertaining to. Any of those 5 you think we should watch next year?
I mean, we could watch more, like, if you felt like it, we could watch the Halloween Town movies. I'm not sure how I feel about Sleepy Hollow.
I'm gonna say no to all of them.
No to all.
I don't
want to
watch any of those
Just
again.
Halloween Town?
Yeah, just the first Halloween Town.
Okay, that's fair.
Though with our kids, I would show them the all Halloween Towns.
Yes. Probably wouldn't show him Sleepy Hollow.
I wouldn't show them Sleepy Hollow until they're like probably a teenager, maybe.
Yeah.
So next up, 12 on the list. The first movie I gave an entertaining or above to is the first Halloween Town.
It's great.
And like I said in the discussion of the other Halloween Towns, that's mostly because you get to experience this world for the first time, and
Well,
you
and-
see the world and the characters there.
And you see, like, everything. You see, like, the vampires, you see the Tooth Fairy, you see the werewolf, you
Yeah.
see ghosts, you see witches. It's all fun.
Yeah, experiencing the world is fun, and that's something I don't know why they chose to never do that again.
Yeah, I don't know. I did like. It was really funny because you remember, like, the Calabar shoots the grandma and the mom with, like, this freezing spell.
Yeah.
And the grandma has enough time to go, "It's okay. It's just a freezing spell. Go." And I think the only reason they did that was because they're like, kids watch this movie. They're going to think the parents died.
Yeah. But I enjoyed it a lot. Definitely gonna rewatch it next Halloween.
Mhm.
The costumes could have been better. Because it looks like everyone's a human with a mask on. There's no other outfits or makeup going on for most of these people.
Well, like with the witches' outfits,
Mhm.
like what the grandma wears and stuff like that. They explain it that, like, it looks like a costume witch outfit.
Yeah.
But they explain it that, like, oh, well, humans just, like, riff off of what we did. So I guess it's supposed to be costume.
Well, I like the outfits for the witches work. I mean, like when you're a monster, right? Like a troll or something.
Yeah.
It looks like a dude with a troll mask on, but no other troll clothes or makeup. Like his arms look like normal human arms and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
They could have done more of costumes, though. I mean, it's a 20-something-year-old movie.
It
probably
was on is Disney Channel only release.
Yeah, so I can understand why, but it's still a fun watch.
Yes.
Entertaining. Next up, Ghostbusters 2.
Da-da-da-na-na-na.
I just felt like it was more of, hey, let's do a sequel. Not much script, just riffed in this scene. The plot's whatever. You
I
know?
really wish we would get more of, what was his name again? It was like the Black Ghostbuster.
Yes.
I love him. Every scene he's in is amazing. I love him so much. He's in the scene in the courtroom.
Yeah. Not on trial.
Not
He's just
on
there
trial.
for support.
He's just hanging out, I guess, in the audience.
Yeah.
He shows up. He's like, "Hey guys, this is crazy." And then, like, the ghosts come.
And he doesn't bust them with them.
He doesn't bust them.
And then he's back on the team in, like, another scene.
And
It's-
I'm like, he was there in the courtroom.
It's like, you guys just didn't know what to do with him. I felt bad.
I love his
But
character.
I thought the story was much less than the original one.
Yeah, I love his character because he's not a scientist.
Mhm.
He's not like the other guys. He's just like, I need a job.
Yeah.
This was fun. I just saw some ghosts. This is crazy.
I think the only characters I liked maybe more in this movie were Rick Moranis and the secretary.
I love Rick
Both of
Moranis.
them were great in this film, but everyone else felt like they were just here to do it, you know?
I don't know. I feel like the guy who played Egon,
Mhm.
may he rest in peace. He was always great. I loved every time he smiles. It's always like he's weird, but I love him.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. I'm not sure if we should watch it next year, honestly, though.
I would love to watch. I love watching it every year. I love, like, the Statue of Liberty walking down the road.
It's just, but I mean, you know, it's not Stay Puft.
It's not
It's
the
not
Stay Puft.
Puft. So entertaining. You agree with that?
Yeah.
Do you think it's better than Halloween Town?
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, I put Beetlejuice, and I like Beetlejuice. It's a fun movie. Maybe Michael Keaton's best role. He's great in this
It was
movie.
great in it. Yeah.
Though it's a bit weird for me, honestly.
Michael Keaton always plays Michael Keaton, though. I feel like
Maybe
like, especially his, like, younger things, is, like, he's wild and crazy and maybe sounds a little dumb, you know? Like, he always plays kind of like a slightly dumber character.
Yeah, even his Bruce Wayne's a bit awkward.
Yeah, like, Beetlejuice is... Gotta be careful.
Don't say it again.
He's conniving and sly, but he's not smart.
Yeah, and it's another Tim Burton film, like Sleepy Hollow, and like another film we're going to discuss. And as a kid, I think I liked Tim Burton's style.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I was like, oh, this is what's cool, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think I vibe with it that much. It's weird.
It's very creepy and weird, but I love the characters. All the characters in that movie are fantastic.
Yeah, Michael Keaton does a great job. It's one of Tim Burton's better films.
Yeah.
So, I put entertaining, and might skip it next year. Honestly.
Maybe. We'll see.
Next up, we have the remake of The Witches that came out October 22nd, which is yesterday.
It was on HBO.
HBO Max.
Yes.
Exclusively on HBO Max. And I kind of just want to like talk about this one broadly so we're not spoiling anything.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil anything at all.
I'd say go watch it if you have HBO Max.
It's so creepy for a children's movie.
Yeah, it's Roald Dahl who wrote the book, guy who did Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, James and the Giant Peach.
Yes, the BFG.
Yeah, his stuff is creepy, right? It wasn't scary. I felt like as an adult it could have done a little more to freak me out. I think that's because the tone is humorous.
Yeah.
Because some of the things the witches do in the movie, if set in the tone of a horror movie, would be scary.
Yes.
And to a child, like an 8-year-old, you know, the kid who's going to watch this...
That would be actually scary.
It would be scary. And I think that if you have a kid, and you show them this film, this might become a movie they love and watch each year, like a Hocus Pocus for us.
I'm ready to watch it, like, next year.
Yes, we're gonna watch it again.
Yeah.
So without spoiling much, the star's Anne Hathaway.
Yes.
She's the Grand Witch person. What'd you think of
the
her?
Grand High Witch.
Grand High Witch. What'd you think of her performance?
She was fantastic.
Yeah, and
I didn't like the weird accent she was putting on.
Yeah, the Eastern European one.
It was weird.
She might have been a bit over the top, a little bit.
But like every once in a while, you would hear Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
But I love Anne Hathaway. Anne Hathaway can do no wrong.
The first time you see her do her witchy thing, you know, I don't know if I want to spoil what it is.
The first time you see
her
a witch do something that is clearly like scary.
Yeah, something happens with their body.
Yeah.
And the first time you see it, it's very unsettling.
I was like, oh my gosh, this is weird.
Yeah, and the designs of the witches, the way their bodies are different than humans. Yeah. Once you see one like fully witched out, it's super creepy and unsettling.
I mean, I remember watching the original movie.
Yeah, this is the first time I've ever heard of this, so I've never read the book or watched the original movie.
It was like, I mean, it was kind of creepy, but this is like over the top creepy.
You think it's because the CGI allows it to be better?
The CGI is great. All the CGI is great except for that one tear they have fake go in that kid's face.
Yeah.
That one time, it was like, nobody knows how to do a fake tear CGI good. No one does.
The Octavia Spencer is the lady's name. She played Minnie in The Help. She's the grandma in this.
Yes.
She's great in this too.
Fantastic.
She's probably in the movie the most out of anybody. I think.
Might be.
Or her grandson, who's like the main kid character.
I will say, so Chris Rock is the first voice you will hear.
Yeah, he plays the grown-up version of the kid character, and he's narrating this happen.
It was distracting for a little bit.
I think for a good reason. I would listen to Chris Rock talk about anything. He's the most entertaining storyteller in the world.
I hear Chris Rock, and I'm like, that's weird. That's weird. I don't...
But it's great. Everybody's great. Octavia Spencer's great. Anne Hathaway's great. Chris Rock's great. I like the kids too.
Yeah, there's no one like phoning it in my opinion.
Yeah, the hotel manager's good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was in on it for a little bit. He's creepy.
Yeah, me too. He's just oblivious to what's happening around him.
He's dumb.
Anne Hathaway's cat's entirely CGI, which is noticeable.
Yes.
But it's almost always doing something there's no way you could have got a cat to do.
Yeah, like resting on her outstretched arm.
Yeah, she carries this cat around almost like a falconeer carries a falcon, like on their arm, walk around. But no spoilers. Check it out. You should totally check it out. If you have a kid, I'd say 6 to 8 be the low range of when you show them this.
I don't know if I'd show it to a 6-year-old.
8 maybe.
8.
'Cause that's how old the boy is in the movie.
The boy is supposed to be 8.
But I think it would
Super
scare.
creepy.
I think it would scare your kid to not be able to sleep at night if they're much younger.
And it does like have those morals like don't take candy from strangers, wear your seatbelt.
Yeah.
Like,
But it's really good. Check it out on HBO Max. Entertaining. We're gonna watch it next year. I think I put it here because
the ending was meh.
the ending, you just don't like that something happens and it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I put it in the middle because I feel like this is one you should watch as a kid and grow up with, and it would be higher on your list.
Yes.
But that's why it's there. It's still great.
I told my sister to watch it. Hopefully she'll watch
Yeah.
it and get back to me.
Next on my list at number 8 is the Addams Family just Addams Family 2.
Yes.
Yeah? Does it have a subtitle?
I think it's...
Oh, Addams Family Values. That's
it's
the name of
Addams
it.
Family Values, I think.
Yeah. And I put this one here because it's kind of a little less about the Addams Family and more about Fester and this woman played by Joan Cusack, who is awesome in this movie.
Yes.
But it's a little less about the Addams Family and their creepiness, right?
But I do love, like, going to camp. Like, them going to camp.
I think that was my least favorite part.
I enjoyed it. It
was really entertaining, but it's not what I go to Addams Family for.
Especially the kid that Wednesday, like, starts falling for.
Yeah, the guy in Numbers.
The guy, he's from Numbers,
It's
he's
insane.
from Santa Claus.
Yeah. The little kid plays the main character in Numbers.
Yes.
And the scout and the counselor
Yeah.
plays like his mentor colleague in Numbers, who also plays the bad guy in Ghostbusters too. We got a lot of this guy. His name's Peter McIntyre or something like that.
He's great.
He's great, but that was weird. I'm
Yeah.
like, I told Courtney in a scene, I'm like, is that the guy from Numbers? She looks it up and she's like, yes, it is, and then shows me a picture of the kid, and I'm like, dang, that is the guy from Numbers, but I'm talking about the counselor guy. He's from Numbers too.
I was like, yeah, that is the guy from
Yeah,
Numbers.
But
It's two different people
yeah,
we were
the
talking
camp scene felt less Addams Family to me than I liked.
It's not as much Halloween.
Yeah, but it's an enjoyable movie. You should watch them back to back always.
Yes.
We're watching it next year. Addams Family 2 is next year as well. Entertaining.
Yes.
You agree?
Yes.
Anything so far, we're about halfway through my list. Anything you don't agree with on here? From 17 through 8?
I don't know. I feel like maybe 5 would be a little lower, but from where you put it, but I don't know.
5 on my list that we haven't got to yet?
Yes.
Okay, next is Hocus Pocus.
Love it. I would put that higher, actually.
I think it's low on my list because I didn't watch it till last year.
Yes.
And like The Witches, it's like, I don't have that nostalgia for it. I think Hocus Pocus is a better movie than The Witches.
Yes. I love it so much. Apparently, they're gonna do like
The sequel?
well, they're gonna do a sequel, but there's something coming out this year, I think closer to Halloween, with Bette Midler and the, like, Sarah Jessica Parker and all those people. They're doing, like,
A cast reunion
sort of thing.
interview type deal, maybe?
No, it's like,
Are they in character?
I think so.
Interesting. Maybe that's like they couldn't film all of Hocus Pocus 2 yet because of what's going on.
I saw something on Facebook, I don't remember.
But love it. It's great. Sarah Jessica Parker is the best part of this movie for me. She doesn't know what scene she's in half the movie, but it's entertaining.
She's just off the wall crazy, and I love her. I just, all the kids are like super into their roles too.
Yeah.
Like even that little girl that was dressed as the angel that's like, bless you.
Yeah.
And the witches scream.
It's a great movie. No clue why they released it in July. When
Yeah,
it
they
came out.
released it in summer.
Yeah.
The Disney was like, oh, we'll release this in summer because more kids are out of school. It'll do better.
Yeah, and it bombed. It lost money.
It was so bad.
But it's such a good movie.
It's so good.
It's a classic. You have to watch it every year, I think. Hocus Pocus definitely has to be on your list.
If you have not seen Hocus Pocus, please watch Hocus
Yes,
Pocus.
Disney Plus. Go check it out. Would you agree with my rating of entertaining?
I feel like I could give it an excellent. I love Binks. If you don't know, the guy who plays Thackeray Binks, like the human version of Thackeray Binks, I don't know if he's the voice
Maybe.
of the cat.
I don't know.
But he's a guy who is one of the main characters in NCIS. It all comes around.
I cannot in good conscience give it excellent because the acting is not there.
The acting is great.
It is meant to be overdone.
I
Right?
saw.
And I just can't give it an excellent. Next film on my list is the first excellent, and it is Young Frankenstein with Gene Wilder.
Yes.
I think it's a bit dated, and the comedy is not as funny as a modern day comedy would be because of its sensibilities.
But it's still funny.
And black and white does hurt it a little bit for me. But I can tell they did that, and we looked it up. They did that so it would be a spoof kind of the
Yeah, it's
Frankenstein
supposed to
movie.
be essentially a satire of the original Frankenstein. If you've read the book Frankenstein, some of the scenes are probably more funny for you.
But it is a funny movie.
Yes.
Gene Wilder, great. Mel Brooks knows how to write and direct a movie. I love Blazing Saddles and I love Spaceballs.
The monster, great.
Yeah, the lady, I forget her name. The lab
Inga?
assistant.
Inga?
Yeah, she's great. Igor.
Igor, great.
He's maybe my favorite part. It's like, so when did you get that hump? He's like, what hump?
No, it was like, wasn't your hump on the other side?
Yeah.
He's like, what?
No.
He's like, oh, I'm a surgeon. I can, I'm a very skilled surgeon. I can fix that hump for you. What hump?
Yeah, Igor's great. This movie was funny. I don't know. It just feels a little dated to me. This is
That's
the first
fair.
time I've ever seen it all the way through.
Yes.
And it feels a little dated. But maybe next year we watch it again. I enjoyed it.
It's not so much like a Halloween movie, but
It's only Halloween because of Frankenstein.
Yeah, but it's enjoyable.
Yeah, it's not scary or creepy. It's just
Fun.
funny. Yeah, it's a fun movie.
Yeah.
Next up on my list is another entertaining film. It's Goosebumps with Jack Black. And I think I put this here because Young Frankenstein's a bit dated, though it's a better made movie. Hocus Pocus I'm not nostalgic for. Addams Family 2 is kind of less Addams Family than I wanted. And I think Goosebumps is maybe a better movie than The Witches or the rest of them.
Goosebumps was great. I would not put it above Hocus Pocus and Young Frankenstein, in my opinion. Maybe above Addams Family too. Though, Jack Black does great. At first, you're like, he's not really being funny.
Yeah, I wanted more Jack Black.
It's weird.
And by the end of the movie, you get some. But he's playing a more serious character.
I think my favorite part is the slight cameo from R.L. Stein himself.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I really enjoyed it. Would you watch it next year?
I don't know, cause there's a twist, and you see the twist halfway through the movie, but then nothing comes of it.
Yeah, I don't know if the twist matters to the outcome of the movie.
But no, cause with a Goosebumps movie, or a Goosebumps book, there's always supposed to be a twist.
Yeah.
And they have that at the end, and it's a slightly different thing.
You mean the thing setting up for the sequel?
Yeah.
The problem with this, I think, is there is a sequel, and none of the actors return.
Yeah. I don't know why they would do that. I thought it was very creepy. I hated the puppet.
Yeah.
I hated him so much.
It would be more creepy for a kid.
Yeah.
But your kid has to have read the Goosebumps, at least the classic ones.
Yes. I feel like without reading the Goosebumps books, you're kind of like,
Eh.
what?
Yeah, it was enjoyable. Maybe fifth is a bit high, but maybe we don't watch it next year.
Yeah.
But I thought it was enjoyable. If you haven't seen it, maybe throw it in there, especially if you have kids.
It was a good watch.
Yeah, it was a good watch. The show's probably better, I still think.
The show, there's actual Goosebumps movies, if I remember correctly.
It might be on Netflix. We didn't actually look for those.
Yeah.
Maybe we should look for those at some point. Next up, an excellent film, Ghostbusters, the first one.
Yes.
It's the first time I've seen this movie.
I have been trying to get him to watch this movie and the second movie forever.
I think a couple things that put it at fourth. One, the visuals are dated. 2, it's not really Halloween-y. There's ghosts, but it's a comedy movie.
Yeah, but I mean, so is Addams Family, so is
Addams Family.
Hocus Pocus.
Addams Family has this creepy factor to it.
Yeah, but it's all comedy.
But it's drenched in this creepy factor. The creepiness of the Addams Family matters. The ghosts don't matter in this movie. There could be replace them with anything, and it's Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and the rest of the cast being funny.
Sigourney Weaver.
It's a comedy movie, and it's an enjoyable comedy movie. You know,
I'd put it higher, but it's fine.
you put it higher.
I would put it higher.
I cannot see how. I would not accept this argument.
Listen, you're an adult who watched Ghostbusters for the first time, and you're in a world where like the visuals matter to you, and I grew up with this movie.
Fair enough. But excellent.
Yes,
Watch it
excellent
next year?
movie. Fantastic. Yes, of course.
So
And I can't wait for Ghostbusters Afterlife to come out.
hopefully it's good.
I have not seen the remake of Ghostbusters. Maybe I'll watch it at some point.
Next up on the list, number 3, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's only 3 because it's a Christmas movie.
It's I feel like it leans heavily on the Christmas factor.
The characters and like there's a bit creepiness to it make it a Halloween watch.
Yes.
But it is a Christmas film, and you should watch it twice a year. You should watch it twice a year at least.
Yes, it will be in our Christmas movies. Episode,
and we'll see how it ranks there.
Yes,
but it is an excellent movie.
It's fantastic.
It's one of the best.
I love the music.
Movies ever
I love
made.
the characters. I don't love Oogie Boogie, but that's my own personal opinion.
Yeah, it's the music
He's
is so great. Danny Elfman is amazing. These are great songs.
But the thing I don't like is that everyone's like, "Oh, well, Tim Burton directed it." He didn't. He produced it.
I think The Room. I'd have to look into this. I think he did direct most of it. I think he produced it, and the guy, whoever directed it, was directing it, and he's like, "We're gonna change all this," and the guy's like, "I guess, Mr. Burton, you're the producer. I guess we'll do that."
You look into that. We'll see.
But it's an excellent film. It's still because it's a Christmas movie.
Yes. But I mean, who hasn't seen Nightmare Before Christmas?
And you should watch it
like,
twice.
You watch a Disney Channel growing up, you've seen Nightmare Before Christmas. You hang out with any like friends, you've seen memes of Nightmare Before Christmas. You've seen people wearing the costumes for Nightmare Before Christmas.
You've heard the song.
You've heard all the songs.
Be it the movie version or the Marilyn Manson version, either way.
I hate that version.
I like it, but it's a great movie. Can't wait to watch it again in a month.
Yes.
Second on my list, I think the biggest surprise of all of this.
Yes.
I'd never seen this movie before.
We had never seen it
neither had
before.
Courtney.
My mom was like, "You need to watch this movie." Like all my life growing up, like, you should watch this movie. Never watched it.
At number 2, Little Shop of Horrors with Rick Moranis.
Fantastic.
It's the best movie on this list.
Like, the songs are fantastic. The acting is great.
The puppeteering is masterclass on Audrey 2 the Plant.
Yes.
Amazing.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Apparently this movie bombed.
Yeah, it lost like $20 million on a $35 million budget.
But it's so good. Like, Alex and I watched it, what was it, last night?
Yeah, last night.
And we, like, will go up to each other and we'll just, like, suddenly see more.
All the songs are great. The characters are great. Puppeteering's great. It's second on my list because it's missing some Halloween aspect.
It's not really a Halloween movie.
No.
Other than the fact it's, like, this crazy monster plant.
Yeah, that, like, drinks blood and eats people.
Yeah.
And Rick Moranis has to, like, give it blood and people.
Rick Moranis, fantastic. Steve Martin,
Fantastic.
fantastic.
Bill Murray's in this. Fantastic.
Bill Murray's in this. Fantastic. I didn't even know Bill Murray was in this movie.
He's not credited until the very end of the movie, so.
But, like,
The Plant, fantastic.
I was shocked when Bill Murray showed up.
Directed by Yoda, great.
Yeah, it's so good.
Frank Oz directed this, so.
If you've never seen it.
Yeah, it's on HBO Max. Check it out. It's the best movie on this list. Would you agree? It's better than everything else.
I think it's fantastic. I would watch it any day.
Yeah, I have the soundtrack.
Of the year.
Gotta bump that soundtrack now. Little Shop of Horrors. Rick Moranis is a great singer. Mr. Moranis, I hope you're doing well. Please start acting again. I hear you're coming back for Honey, I Shrunk the Kids sequel eventually. You're amazing. We've watched you in like 4 movies.
I didn't know he could sing so well.
Yeah, you're a great actor. Come back.
He started singing. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to be prepared in case he's on like Masked Singer or something.
He could do it. So Little Shop of Horrors is the best movie we've watched. Only second because it's not really that Halloween-y.
Yes.
Though it is creepy.
It is very creepy. Especially, like, the dentist stuff.
Oh, Steve Martin's dentist song, though, is so great.
So
He's like, he does all this awful, he sings about doing these awful things as a kid, you know, being
And
like a psychopath, and his
yeah.
mother's like, you've got to be a dentist.
A dentist.
And that's the song, and it's hilarious. So, check it out, please. It's amazing.
Okay, number 1.
Number 1, Addams Family, the first one.
Yes.
It's the best Halloween film we've watched.
Yes.
It's not as good as a movie as Little Shop of Horrors.
Yes.
But wow, it is so awesome. It's so great. Every person in this film is meant to play the role they're playing.
No one else can play these characters in my mind. Like, Cousin It is fantastic.
Yeah.
I love, like, Morticia.
Yeah.
I love Gomez. I love Wednesday.
Oh.
I love Pugsley.
Fester,
the grandma.
everyone is great in this movie.
Lurch.
Yeah, Lurch. Everyone's great in this movie. It was so great. The awe of this film, I think, is what really pushed it over the top. Just the commitment to the dark horror and the creepiness of Addams Family.
Just like Morticia, she's just so extra too. Yeah. It's like, oh, they're in the greenhouse and she's cutting flowers and she cuts the rose heads off, and like puts the the stems with the thorns in a vase.
And also, there's such a loving couple. There's such a great couple and great parents. It's really heartwarming in a way to watch these people.
Oh yeah. And then like Fester, like remembering who he is and like loving the kids.
Yeah. Though you see that come pretty soon in the film before he realizes it. I think.
Yeah. He's like, oh, these kids are great because they're weird like me.
Yeah, but it's a great movie. So we gotta watch Addams Family again next Halloween. Little Shop of Horrors, Nightmare Before Christmas, Hocus Pocus, Witches, Ghostbusters, Halloween Town. I think. Yeah,
well, I mean, I'm sure we'll add some more for next.
Yeah, some more that we didn't watch.
See how like the new ones that we didn't watch stack up. Maybe I'll introduce you to Twitches and Twitches 2.
Maybe we'll watch maybe Interview with the Vampire.
Yeah.
Maybe I can talk you into watching one scarier movie. Scream. I think we need to watch Scream. It's not a horror film really, so I think you should watch Scream next year.
Okay, fine, maybe.
Well, that's our list. Let us know what you think in the comments below over on patreon.com/nerdsadodds. Nerds at Odds is made possible by our supporters over on patreon.com/nerdsadodds. If you want to become a member of our community and gain access to the show 4 days early, gain the ability to submit your questions, comments, and concerns, and so much more, consider supporting us over there. Thank you. And we're gonna get on into our favorite Halloween candy now, and maybe some of our least favorite Halloween candies.
Okay.
You wanna go first? You wanna start with least favorite or favorites?
We can start with like least favorite.
Yeah, just we didn't write this down, so just off the top.
Yes.
What's some of your least favorite Halloween candies?
So let's not go. Let's talk least favorite thing to get for trick or treating.
Okay.
Raisins. Those boxes of raisins.
I'm gonna say no. I love raisins.
I hated those boxes of raisins.
My least favorite are the hard, like, what they're called, like honey something things.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They're made of like caramel and they're hard and they're called like honey drops or something. They're like bars. I hate those.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so those, any hard candy really.
I love hard candy.
Like butterscotch.
I love butterscotch.
I hate.
I liked those like strawberry red hard candies that you would...
no, those are awful.
You'd suck on, and then the inside would be like the gooey strawberry in the middle. And delicious. I love them. Not really safe for like...
I don't know. I can't... It's
easily
been so...
be unwrapped and wrapped back up.
It's been so long since I've went trick-or-treating, you know?
Yeah.
Because
we're
in our mid-20s, but...
I remember liking candy corn, but having eaten candy corn recently, it smells like paint.
Yeah, and some other candies that I don't remember if I actually got these or not.
I don't like sweet tarts. I hate sweet tarts.
I hate Whoppers.
Whoppers are weird.
Yeah, I don't like circus peanuts.
No, don't like circus peanuts.
I don't like plastic lips. You ever got some of those?
I've gotten like the the spider rings.
Yeah.
You know? I've gotten toothbrushes at one point.
Yeah, I don't remember if I ever got anything like
That's
that.
lame. If you give a kid a toothbrush, you're lame.
Uh,
Apples too, lame, and the parents are not gonna let their kid eat the apples. If you give out apples, you're just throwing away apples.
I'm not a big fan of nerds.
I like nerds. Not as much.
Yeah.
They're not like top tier.
Yeah, I liked them more as a kid, but there's like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
What am I doing? But yeah, those are some of the worst I can think of.
Yeah.
So what's some of your favorites?
I really love, you get like Kit Kats, you get some Crunch Bar, I don't really like the plain Hershey chocolate.
Oh, I love
bars.
just plain Hershey
I like
chocolate.
they had like these cookies and cream ones.
Those are great too, yeah.
Those were good. I like cookies and cream, but just like the plain chocolate, like I'm getting Reese's Pieces over here. I don't want just like a plain chocolate bar.
Reese's Pieces are great. I like Reese's Pieces more than Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. Those people that give out like the king-sized bars or something, you give me a king-sized symphony bar.
Yeah.
I'm over the moon.
I think most of my favorites are actually non-chocolates, but fruit type candies. So in chocolates, I love Hershey's balls. Just normal Hershey's balls are great. I love... Oh, what's something else chocolatey that I love? Tootsie Rolls. Normal Tootsie Rolls. People hate them. I love normal Tootsie Rolls.
I like Tootsie Rolls. I like Tootsie Roll Pops better.
I'm not a big fan of suckers.
I mean, I bought a whole bag of Tootsie Roll Pops.
I love fruit candy more. I love Laffy Taffies. I love the fruit Tootsie Roll thing.
Yeah.
Which we bought a bag of, and I broke a tooth eating one, so that was great. But I still love them. I've been eating them after that still.
Yes, he has.
I'm a brave man. Brave.
I love, like, Starbursts are great.
Oh, yeah. Lifesaver gummies.
Yes, those are good.
Yeah, gummy bears.
Gummy bears are good.
Love gummy things. Saltwater taffy.
I've never gotten saltwater. No, I've gotten like a peanut butter taffy. I remember getting a peanut butter taffy. Yeah,
those are okay. I like saltwater taffies more. I also really like the little chewy caramel things with white cream in the middle. I love those things.
Those are very good. I think it's interesting that I'm like more into the hard candy and you're more into like the soft candy. I loved lemon heads.
Nah, those are sour, right?
They're like a little sour.
Can't do it.
All the sour gummy worms.
Sour gummy worms are fine to me because I think the gummy worm kind of counteracts the sourness.
I never liked those like spicy candies.
Fireballs.
The fireballs, not a fan.
Yeah, those were like a big thing in like middle school. Just eating fireballs for some reason for people. I don't know.
I tell you what I don't like. I don't like blow pops.
Yeah, bazooka gum.
Also not great.
Oh, Hubba Bubba.
Yeah, not great.
Why are you giving out Hubba Bubba gum? I'm gonna chew it for 5 seconds, hurt my jaw, and spit it out because it's flavorless. Come on, give me some like juicy fruit or something. That's much better.
All right.
Don't like pixie sticks either.
Pixie sticks? I liked Fun Dip.
Fun Dip.
Fun Dip was good.
I wish they got Willy Wonka chocolate balls back.
I don't think I ever had one.
Remember, you didn't eat those when the Johnny Depp film was coming out?
No, I don't think so.
They were something.
I didn't like the Johnny Depp film.
The film was whatever. Those Willy Wonka chocolate balls, I don't know who made them, or if there's something similar out there. Love those things. So if y'all know, let me know. We'll buy those. Favorite Halloween memories. Now, I don't know if we're going to talk about all of them because we want to save some for next year's special.
So, what I'm going to go with is a high school memory from my senior year. What are you going to go with?
I'm going to go with 2.
You're going to go with 2?
Yeah.
I feel like mine's probably long and yours might be short, so I'm going to...
You want me to do my first one, then you do yours, and then I hit you with the one at the end?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So, my first one is less about Halloween and just what we did, really. I was 5. It was 2001, October 2001. I was 5 years old. My little brother was 5 months old. I went as Batman Beyond. He went as a green bat. So we kind of had some similarities there.
I have a picture of you as Batman Beyond.
Yeah, it's from that Halloween. Yeah, that's what it is. And what's special about this Halloween is my grandfather had fallen out of a tree, cutting off limbs, and broke his back recently. He was in the hospital still from it, recently. And we went to the hospital dressed up as Batman Beyond and Greenbat. I don't remember what it was
Good
called.
old Greenbat.
He was a 5-month-old. His outfit kind of matched mine. That's what we were going with. But we went to the hospital to visit my grandfather, and we ate chicken nuggets. That's what I remember from that one. It was a special memory. My grandfather died like 14 years ago now. But yeah, he broke his back falling out of a tree. And strangely enough, this is getting way off topic from Halloween, but he made a full recovery from that.
That's good.
Yeah, before the year was done, was walking like 10 miles a day to get his legs back in shape. So, just remember visiting him in the hospital, eating chicken nuggets, and being Batman Beyond, which I haven't watched in a while. Great show.
I really want to tell you what my first costume that I've seen pictures of me in, but I feel like that's going to take my story, that of the one story that I get.
Okay, so that was my short first story. So let's hear your long Halloween high school story.
Okay, so I was in the band.
What year?
In high school. This was I guess it would be 2013 is when it happened, because it was my senior year. And it's Halloween. So, at the school they have like it's like you can take your kids there if you don't feel safe with trick-or-treating, but also they have other stuff as well.
It's like a trunk and treat type deal?
Kind of, but it's all throughout the school.
Okay.
Last year, the year before, we had done like pumpkin bowling. We'd have pumpkins and they had faces drawn on them, and then like there was toilet paper rolls, which we drew ghost faces on, and they would roll it down. There were seeds everywhere. It was great.
This sounds like a problem.
So that was fun, but we were like, we can ramp it up, you know? So my senior year, they're like, let's do a haunted house. So we clear out the whole band room. We set up like this pathway, and I, because I was like the smallest person, got to be in a coffin scaring people as a zombie. I went all out. I found a homemade dress that someone had donated to a thrift store, and I bought it. I ripped it up. I put fake blood on it, rolled around in the dirt, put leaves in my hair, stuff like that. And I put fake blood on my mouth, and I had one of the other people do some of my makeup for me. And people would come around. One of the people was like a tour guide, or she was just there to like warn people. She was wearing all black, and she would go up and when people came around and go, shh, be very quiet, and she would walk in front of my coffin so I could open my coffin, grab her, pretend to like bite her, and then like throw her down, and she would like lay there dead. And it's my favorite memory because I remember doing it one time, and one of my friends who was also in the band, her cousin was going through the haunted house. And so I lift up the coffin lid, I grab Chastel, I like shake her, and I throw her down. And my friend's cousin goes, "Ah, stop, Courtney, I know it's you," and is like screaming, and I'm like, you know it's me, like why are you scared? Like I don't understand. But it was so much fun. And since I'm in my little coffin, I don't really see what's going on. And I hear later from one of my friends, one of my like big friends who is he plays the sousaphone. He's like tall and muscular. He put on a Jason mask. And one of our tour guide people was just like dressed up as a sailor. And he worked it out with him where he would come out from like one of the band closets, grab the sailor, pretend to break his neck and drag him off into the cubby room, and the kids would run out screaming, and apparently we made some kids cry, but it was so much fun, and I wish I could do it. I want to be in a haunted house again. It was so much fun.
Well, maybe next year you could apply to Carowinds and be in a haunted house there.
I would love it.
Yeah?
I would love it. because we went to Carowinds and I wasn't scared.
Yeah. Well, I guess before we get on into my last story, just to talk about Carowinds a little bit.
Scarowinds.
Yeah, well, we spent like 16 hours there probably total, because we went as soon as the park opened in the morning and did the normal park.
Yes.
And then went, because they shut down for an hour to set up Scarowinds, went to the car, ate a sandwich, and then started Scarowinds, which ended early because it started raining, but we got through about half of everything that was there.
The scare zones were kind of shut down, and I feel like I could have gotten more scared in those places than the haunted house, because you're not really expecting to be scared just walking through the park. But the haunted houses themselves, I was just like, I was so worried I was going to be scared because I don't like scary movies, all that stuff. In that situation, you were terrified. You were hiding behind me. And I was just like looking around like, oh, hey, waving at the actors.
So just hopefully we can do that next year, because I was hoping we could do it this year. But hopefully live close enough to Carowinds to go there next year still.
Yes.
So we'll see.
So much fun.
Yeah. Maybe buy season passes.
I don't know about that.
That wouldn't have worked out. I was tempted to last year to buy season passes.
Wouldn't have worked.
And that would not have worked out this year, so I'm glad I didn't spend that money.
Yes.
But
alas. Could have gone to the Christmas thing, though.
Yeah, it would have been fun. But last memory for me, and this is more of the outfit I wore, is I was Darth Maul. It was probably 2000, 2002, so the year before or after I was Batman Beyond. And I was Darth Maul twice. So, this outfit is special because my dad took days to make it for me.
Aww.
We got the lightsaber, bought it from the store, but he sewed my robes, and then he made a ball cap with the points on the head, and then painted it so I could put it over my head, and then spent hours that day. I don't know if I had school that day or not. It depends on what year it was. But spent hours painting my face like Darth Maul and putting me on. And I was like a little 5-6-year-old Darth Maul running around, and it's probably the most elaborate my outfit's ever been. But it was so much fun.
It's very cute. Your dad's very resourceful.
Yeah. When episode 7 came out, he sewed me a Kylo Ren outfit. So that was cool.
My first Halloween costume that I have seen pictures of is me as a little jack-o'-lantern pumpkin. Little baby.
I bet I was something like that. I don't know if this was Halloween or not, but there's a picture of me dressed up as a cowboy when I was 2 or 3. Old enough to stand up and walk around by myself. So
I think I was a sunflower one year and my sister was a clown.
Yeah. So those don't seem to go together.
No. We didn't really have matching outfits. Maybe we were witches together at some point. Maybe ghosts as well. I remember being ghosts. I think Brittany had a spiked collar around her ghost outfit. It was weird.
So, yeah, that's all Halloween memories for this episode. Gotta save some, keep some in the tuck.
I'll save my favorite Halloween costume. Maybe a couple of my favorite Halloween costumes for next year.
Yeah. But maybe next episode, there'll still be some fall discussion, I guess. Because this weekend, we're doing our pumpkin carvings.
We're going to do pumpkin carvings. And since we're going to try and do, Halloween breakfast or Halloween dinner, whatever we're going to do, I figure I'm going to take a picture of whatever we make and post it on Instagram. Yeah. So we're going to have, maybe monster pancakes, which they're going to be green, and
bloody eggs,
which would just be scrambled eggs with ketchup on them,
and some type of meat.
Yeah,
we haven't decided that part yet, but yeah, we're gonna have breakfast for supper on Halloween, and it's gonna be monster themed.
Yeah,
so you'll probably check that on Instagram. Probably check out our carved pumpkins on Instagram.
Yes,
I'm gonna bake a pumpkin pie as well, which I'm looking forward to.
I love pumpkin pie.
So it's probably gonna be a practice pie for Thanksgiving, honestly. But we'll see.
Yeah, since neither of us are planning on going home for Thanksgiving for quarantine.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing. So maybe next episode we'll talk about some of that fall stuff. We have to put up our Halloween decoration.
The one Halloween decoration which we can't find, and it's just a little skeleton.
So we might look for that and post a picture of that on Instagram as well. But that's it for our Halloween special 2020 as far as the topic goes before we get into our closing thoughts and all of that. I hope you guys enjoyed that. So, into Kita's Corner.
Yes.
What does Kita want us to know about the witching hour?
Kita would like you to know that if we ever try to put her in a costume, she will kill us.
Yes, we have debated taking pictures of her in a costume. We thought our lives were worth more than that.
Yes. But she also wants to remind you that, especially around Halloween, maybe get a black cat.
Mm-hmm.
Helps with the whole Halloween aesthetic.
Especially if you can actually adopt a cat. Don't be like Easter when you buy chickens.
Yeah, buy like chickens and ducks, and then they're like, "All right, what do you want? What do we do with a chicken?"
Yeah, so only adopt a cat if you can. But if you're going to adopt a cat or any other pet, they even have rabbits. Go to your local animal shelter.
Yes.
And make sure to get your animal spayed and neutered.
Very important. Yes. Yeah. Now for our interesting fact.
And for an interesting fact today, I looked up, I think it was USA Today this article was on, the top 5 most popular Halloween costumes of 2019 for kids.
Yes.
And these are, let's do 5 through 1.
Yep. And
these are just for any kid. How many of them win as this thing?
Yeah. Okay, so 5th place.
Mm-hmm.
3% of children went as a witch.
Yes.
I'm assuming females.
Probably.
Because witch denotes female.
Mm.
But I suppose warlock could maybe get thrown in there a little bit.
Maybe. I'm assuming boys and girls went as all of these.
I feel like witch is different. Like, I don't know. I don't know if like Harry Potter costumes would count for witch.
They probably would.
Possibly.
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And number 4, with 3% as well, Batman. I'm assuming those numbers are down since there hasn't been like a beloved Batman film that come out recently.
Yeah.
Maybe the year after Robert Pattinson's Batman, there'll be more kids. I'm assuming Batman was more popular in the mid-2000s with Christian Bale's Batman, but it might come on the up and up. But 3%.
I mean that's still a lot.
Yeah, 3% is respectable.
Okay. 3rd place. Any Avenger. Not including Spider-Man.
Yeah, so all the Avengers put together without Spider-Man.
Yeah, so like Iron Man, Thor,
Hulk, Black Panther, Black Widow.
Yeah.
Any of them.
4%. 4%.
4%. That seems low.
I mean, it's 4% of all children.
Yeah, but that means just Batman was 1%.
I mean, our top percentage one is 8%.
Yeah.
So I mean.
At number 2, and this is why they made the distinction, Spider-Man is number 2 with 5. That's a 5, right?
Yes.
With 5%.
Do we need to get your eyes checked again?
It's been a year. That doctor said my eyes were horrible last time I got them checked.
Has it been a year?
Yeah, it's been a year. I think we got them checked in November. So yeah, it's been a year.
No, I got my glasses during the pandemic. Start of the pandemic.
Okay, it's almost been a year. Well, I got my eyes checked a little earlier than you last year. So maybe it's been almost a year for me. And that doctor said my eyes were not great. So I need to get them checked more often. But yes, I think that's a 5. And Spider-Man is the 2nd most worn outfit last year with 5% of kids being Spider-Man, which is... Spider-Man has probably been popular for the past 20 years
Well, I think kids relate more to Spider-Man because he's about there. Like, he's younger.
Maybe.
You know?
I mean, I don't know. Tobey Maguire is not that young. But I went to Spider-Man as a kid. So, Spider-Man, I guess, is just fun, right?
Yeah, he's interesting. Alright, number 1. With 8%.
Which is a respectable leap from 2nd place. 3 extra %.
Princess.
Yes.
So, I feel like it's generic princess plus Elsa plus Anna plus...
I think princess denotes any costume, regardless of IP, that is a princess.
Yeah, so. And you have, like, generic princess costumes. I feel like that is why princess is so high.
Yeah.
Because you can be like, it's Moana. Yeah, I'm Tiana. Rapunzel. Yeah. Generic princess.
I also feel like if a girl's wearing just a generic princess outfit, she knows who she is. She might be wearing the generic outfit, but she's like, I'm Elsa. But it's a generic outfit. So
I'm
I feel
Elsa, but I like pink.
Yeah. But I feel like that might have something to do with it as well.
Yeah.
Before we head on out, what do you want to be next year?
Next year? Well, so this year we're not really getting costumes.
Because we're not going anywhere.
And I don't work, so I'm not going to wear a costume to work.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a witch this year.
Oh, yeah?
I think. But I don't know about next year.
If season 2 of Witch was good, we can go as Jennifer and Geralt.
She dresses a little scandalous for my
Oh,
taste.
really? Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to walk out every day for the next 365 days and get ripped, but if you don't want that...
I don't think you're going to. Especially since we can't go to a gym right now.
I can do push-ups, and we have this flimsy-looking pull-up bar.
But I don't know. Maybe I'll go as like... I went as a deer last year.
Yeah, I went as a hunter, and you went as a deer.
Yeah, I was.
But we actually went out to a bar.
We went out to a bar, and I went to work dressed as a deer.
Yeah, so there's a reason to get dressed up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what comes to me.
Yeah, maybe there's a cool movie or something next year we want to be. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? That's it for this episode, guys.
Yeah.
Do we know what next episode is yet?
No.
No?
Well, we've been shooting around some ideas.
We have been shooting around some ideas. Courtney came up with this cool idea, which was the next episode would be the podcast about the podcast that we listen to.
Yeah.
So it would be like episode 10, Knows It Odds episode 11, the podcast.
Yeah.
I like that. That's funny.
Or like Podception, something.
Yeah. But we'll come up with something. We have 2 episodes until our next gen console coverage starts.
Yeah.
So be excited for that. We'll do an unboxing and all of that. That's going to be our next big thing, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, yes.
Yeah.
Will be fun. We'll talk about...
Favorite Thanksgiving foods.
Yeah.
And the experience of me cooking a Thanksgiving dinner for the first time by myself.
Yay!
Yeah.
No turducken.
No, okay.
No turducken.
I don't think I could do it either. My dad pulls it off great. I don't think I could do it.
There's such a high chance for salmonella.
Yeah, maybe I'll buy a practice turkey just to see.
I mean, what my mom does is since it's like only 3 of us for like the Thanksgiving dinner, she just gets like turkey breast.
Yeah.
Cooks that the way she does. Delicious.
Maybe we'll see. We'll see. I mean,
need to get some good marinating wine.
I'm gonna fix like 12 sides, no matter what.
What do you mean?
Wine?
To marinate the turkey.
No, butter. Just butter. That's all you need is butter and some stuffing.
You're wrong.
Well, we'll see. Maybe
You're
you'll handle
wrong.
the turkey. We'll see what happens when Thanksgiving comes
I'm gonna call my mom and be like, Mom, how do I make this turkey?
Okay, you're gonna make it.
Sure.
Okay, sounds
Sure.
good. I'll do the fixins.
I'm gonna destroy the turkey.
All 2 dozen, so I'll buy a backup turkey.
Okay.
So that's it for this episode, guys. Hope you enjoyed.
It's a bit on the longer side, but this is our Halloween episode.
This will be the longest episode we did. I thought we were gonna hit 2 hours, but
spooky.
it's spooky. We should let us know in the comments. You can tweet at us, Instagram us, go to Patreon, whatever. Should we do an Extra Life thing?
I don't think so.
We'll talk about it. We'll kick it back and forth. Maybe we can do an Extra Life thing this
I
year.
don't think anybody's gonna donate to
You don't
us.
think anybody's gonna donate?
No.
Maybe we'll be like the Rooster Teeth, part of the Rooster Teeth team, the community thing.
Maybe.
We could try it.
We don't even know what they're gonna do this year,
So,
so
yeah.
we'll see what happens. The world is crazy.
Yeah. So, stay safe.
Make good choices.
Enjoy
and
Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Bye.
Nerds at Odds is made possible by our supporters over on patreon.com/nerdsatodds. If you want to become a member of our community and gain access to the show 4 days early, gain the ability to submit your questions, comments, and concerns, and so much more, consider supporting us over there. Thank you, and have a great day.